So, in last night's hockey game between the Wild and the Oilers, the concussion spotters pulled McDavid out of the lineup. Now, I watched the play. His chin hit the ice. I didn't have a problem with it. I honestly didn't have a problem with it. Then Edmonton got angry, and apparently McDavid's still pissed off. And now there's articles all over the place. Should concussion protocol be changed? Look, it was a jarring fall. I don't think there's any malice in this. And if we start to slide away from concussion protocol in this case, we have to do it for everybody. See, one game it's Connor McDavid going, I'm fine. The next game it's Sean Thornton after a fight saying, I'm fine. Next game after that, a guy hits his head on the ice, gets up and says, I'm fine. It's a sliding, slippery slope. And we're not too far removed from players saying they're fine when they clearly aren't and being allowed to stay in the game. And that's always upset me. And I see it in football. I've seen it where like a guy is clearly not right. And you see the trainer go out on the field, are you okay? And they go, yeah, I'm fine. The NHL has a concussion protocol, and I'm sorry that it upset McDavid and Oilers fans. He was out of the game for, 6 minutes? He didn't miss a game. They said, you're fine. All they did was pull him out of the game to check on him. And if you're gonna say, oh well, he hit his chin on the ice, it has nothing to do with his head, then you're an idiot, because it does. It's still a jarring motion. And are the odds high that he's gonna get a concussion from that? No. Are they zero? No. And it is funny because I've seen other games where I've seen guys take hits that I thought were whatever, and then I hear they're down the hall getting in the quiet room, getting looked at. And I've never once said, "Oh, that sucks. We're shorthanded. How dare you pull this guy out of the game?" I don't have a problem with it. I think that for McDavid, I understand where he's coming from. I can kind of understand where Oilers fans are coming from. I mean, they lost the game to Minnesota, but that wasn't why they lost it. They lost it 2-1 in overtime. And it's funny because I also seen people crapping on the Oilers for losing the game. You know what? Minnesota's not a bad team, and I've been saying that. Minnesota's been a good team playing solid hockey, and they limit chances on the ice. It's Minnesota hockey, and Bruce Boudreau knows how to make a team play better. So, full props to Boudreau for having Minnesota right now in a playoff position. And, it was a 3-point game, so the Oilers didn't lose a whole lot. And McDavid is fine. And the NHL let him play the rest of the game. I could possibly understand the upset if you pull a guy out for concussion protocol and they have to stay out for the rest of the game. Then I would understand. I would understand Oilers fans being upset. I would understand Connor McDavid a little more being upset if he wasn't able to play the rest of the game, but he did. I honestly think concussions have been underreported in the NHL for a very long time. And we've lost some NHL players to mental health issues, which may or may not be related to concussions. The fact that they may be related to concussions, even though, yeah, there's a chance they aren't, the fact they may be at all means something's got to change. And the NHL just lags behind. And I've talked about this before with Gary Bettman shrugging off concussions and the long-term effects they have, and the NHL always being one step behind. Whether it was drug testing, they were a step behind. For a long time in the NHL, the policy was you got suspended if you admitted it. So if you came forward and said, I have a drug problem, you got suspended. If you didn't talk about it publicly, nothing ever happened to you. There was no testing at the time. And, that is a very backwards way of thinking about it. So, who knows how many players in the late 80s, early 90s were thinking, I need help. And the NHL is like, well, if you need help, you're going to be, look at Grant Fuhr. We threw him out of the league for a while till he got, straightened out. Can't punish a guy for that. It is sending the wrong message. And concussions right now are the big thing, and rightfully so. And so you guys can make comments in this video if you want about whether it was the right call or the wrong call. As far as I'm concerned, in the moment, it was the right call. Um, the concussion spotters at the games, I totally understand where they're coming from, and I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. Um, I'm just surprised that it is this big of a deal. The only reason it's this big of a deal is because it's Connor McDavid. I guarantee you, if that happens to Mark Fane, if that happens to Benoit Pouliot, if that happens to Matt Hendricks, and they're taken out of the game for concussion protocol, nobody says anything. But because it's McDavid, it's a big deal. Again, he played the rest of the game. He's playing in their next game. I'm honestly surprised it's this big of an issue. Because at the time I did the video I did last night, he'd been pulled out of the game. And I never said anything in last night's video about how I thought that was unfair, because I thought it was fine. So, anyways, just let me know what you think. I will be doing multiple videos today for the first time in a bit. I got off work early, and things have been kind of crazy here. I'm still moving stuff from my old place, so I'm still going through my old place. Every day I go over to my old place for a while, and it delays things, on top of the fact that now it's a 20-minute trip from work to here, and then there's other stuff. So my videos have been later lately. That's not going to be a trend that continues. They won't be as early as they used to be, but they are gonna even out a little bit. Anyways, I just I wanted to throw that in there too in this video while I could. And again, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're just browsing through. I keep putting up more and more hockey stuff. See, it's funny, in my old apartment, I didn't have that much hockey stuff on the wall. Because it was kind of unwieldy and crazy, and that wasn't my idea to put stuff up there. That was Yvonne's. I'm just very happy and blessed right now. Anyways, mushy stuff aside, let me know what you think in the comments about the Connor McDavid hitting his chin on the ice. Again, my eyes is justified. But let me know why I'm wrong. Okay, and I'll talk to y'all again soon.